Hi, welcome to yoga. I'm Joanne. Thank you for joining me. We'll start in a comfortable seated posture, so find a nice prop to sit up on so you can elevate your hips a little bit, especially if you're tight at all, or if it's difficult to sit up tall. And then cross your legs and then switch the normal cross of your leg. So it feels a little weird. Just to mix it up for the hips a little bit. And then from that nice grounded position, you can lift the flesh from your sitting bones. We'll sit up nice and tall. So we're going to drop at the elbows. Tag a little weight into the elbows so the shoulders move away from the ears. And you can rest the hands palms down or up, or one of each. From this nice tall posture, we're just going to retract our chin just slightly to make sure that the head is right over the spine, the ears right over the shoulders, so you don't want your head coming forward at all. So we're nice and tall. And then from that nice open, tall position, let the eyes gently close and allow the lips to part so the jaw is relaxed. Let's take a nice deep breath in together. We're going to sigh it out through the mouth with the mouth open. So nice deep breath in. And then just sigh it out. And then allow the breath to come to a normal pace. We're in and out of your nostrils. And take a little inventory here. Just notice if there's anywhere that feels tight, or notice if you have tension, maybe in the belly, in the chest. Maybe the neck and shoulders are tight. Just kind of observe the whole body, see what's going on. After you've taken that little inventory, bring your attention and awareness back to your breath. And gently, you'll begin to deepen the breath. So we're going to inhale and exhale through the nose. We use the full body to breathe. We want the breath to start in the lower belly. So inhaling through the nose, feel that breath move through the whole body, through the whole torso. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale through the nose, you just reverse the wave of breath through the body. And let go of tension as you release the breath. You might observe the pause at the top and bottom of each breath. Sort of that pivot point of the breath. Nice to notice that. To keep our attention on the senses. Nice expansive breath as you inhale, feeling that openness and spaciousness in the body. And as you exhale, you just let go of tension. We soften around the space. We keep the space nice and open, and we just soften around it. Let's take a couple more breaths like that together. You might use this time too at the beginning of the practice to set an intention or a dedication for your practice. You might choose just one thing or one dedication. So you might want to focus on your breathing today or alignment. You might want to relax more today, take it easy, or maybe challenge yourself. So lots of opportunities and possibilities. We'll take a couple more breaths here together as you settle into that intention. Take a nice deep inhale together. And on your exhale, just simply bow the chin to the chest, keep the collarbone broad, shoulders back. Take a moment here to find some gratitude for coming to the mat today, for yourself, to making it to yoga. Good, and feeling that nice stretch through the back of the neck. Let's just begin to rock one ear toward the shoulder. Stretch through the neck, exhale forward. And inhale to the other side. But just side to side at your pace and with your breath. Inhaling and exhaling as you move. Gently side to side. If you notice anything is uncomfortable or painful, don't do it. Of course, that's the number one rule of yoga, is not to work in pain. Good, and then drop the chin back to the chest. We're going to take our head upright. And then drop your arms by your side. So relax your hands next to your hips. We're going to squeeze the shoulders, breathe in, squeeze everything up, take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, you're just going to, again, sigh it out through the mouth and let it go. We're going to do that twice more. Inhale, squeeze, 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 create tension, squeeze the face. And exhale it out. One more time, squeeze it up. Tense, 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 and let it go. Good. Good. From here, we're going to inhale, sweep one arm up. Soften your shoulder, walk your other hand to the side and fold. Keep lifting through both sides of your torso as you reach over. Good. Inhale, stretch up tall, lower that top arm down. Inhale, take the other arm up. Walk it out and over. Keep lifting through both sides of the torso. Good. From here, we're going to inhale. Breathe in, and then we're going to sweep forward and across. So reach out with the elbow and sweep all the way out with the arms, and then inhale to the other side. So it's nice if you can coordinate with the breath. Exhale, sweep out and across. Inhale takes you up. Good. Exhale, sweep, and inhale, reach. And if it's too much to coordinate with the breath, don't worry about it. Exhale. Keep moving and breathing. Good, and exhale, reach. Good, let's take one more side to side. And sweep. Good, from this side, we're gonna inhale, lift, open the chest. Good. And then let's switch the cross of the legs. Then we're going to inhale, reach up, sweep the arms up, gather some energy, keep the torso nice and tall, shoulders soft. And then exhale, come halfway down to a T position. Reach the arms out long, lean forward just slightly, and then you're going to sweep one arm under the other. So eagle arms. Come back to your tall posture. You can fold the shoulders Hands can be back to back or palm to palm, whatever is most comfortable. So no tension in the neck. So you're feeling that whatever elbow is on top, you're feeling that shoulder blade in the back. And make sure the neck is loose. Shoulders down, chin retracts just a little bit. And then we're just going to inhale as we lift the elbows higher. You might look up gently toward the sky. Exhale, lower the elbows. And maybe round the upper shoulders just a little bit here. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. You can do this just holding the shoulders. And exhale. So it should feel like a nice massage on that shoulder. Good. Come back to center. We're going to just do a couple circles in each direction wherever you are with the arms. So just imagine drawing a circle with your elbows. One direction. Keep breathing. We're really massaging into that joint. One more time. Good. And then pause, reverse your circles. Breathe deep. Circle. Good. Come back. And then release the arms. Remember which elbow's on top here. Send the arms out. And just kind of shake the shoulders a little bit and roll them out. Good. Sit up tall. And inhale again. We'll reach it up. Deep breath. Exhale halfway down. Soften those shoulders. Pull apart. Lean forward. Remember which elbow was on top. Switch the elbows. Come back upright. Again, whichever hand position is best for you. Sit up tall, nice loose in the neck. A couple times we'll go up and down first. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, round the shoulders just a little bit. Gonna keep breathing. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Good. Come back to center. We'll do some circles. So imagine drawing circles with your elbows. Keeping the breath nice and deep and full. And then we'll reverse those circles a few times, other direction. So great for if you're on a computer a lot. That next shoulder area gets super tight. Good. And then release, unwind. Maybe shrug the shoulders here, shake it out a little bit. Good. And then drop the arms again, bring the hands to the legs, drop at the elbows. And we're just gonna rotate the head side to side. So look over one shoulder, keeping the chin parallel to the floor, and then to the other shoulder. And just noticing if you've got any limited range of motion, keep breathing. Good to observe what's going on in the body. One more time, side to side. I see my little blind is a little peeked open, so I'm going to fix that. Then come back to center. Just take a nice deep breath there. And sigh it out. Good. And then, I'm sorry, excuse me, one more second. Just gotta move this. Yep. Now Kitty's in on the action. Okay, so we're coming back. We're gonna move our little blanket to the side. You're gonna come onto all fours, so you might make a cushion for your knees with the blanket. Feeling a little looser in the upper body after that. So come on to all fours. And we'll start with some cat-cow stretches, nice and easy. Speaking of Kitty, she's about to walk in front of the screen. No, behind it. Good job, Kitty. Okay, press the mat away from you. And bring the hands under the shoulders. You can always take fists if it's too much on your wrists, if you need an alternate for that. If your hands are spread, we're going to spread the fingers out nice and wide apart. Activate through the thumb and index side of the hand as well, so you're not gripping the mat, but using the full surface of the hand, and then rotate your inside of the elbow forward and soften the elbow joint so it's not locked. Tap your feet out a little bit on the floor, wake your feet up and your toes, and then activate the feet into the floor so they're not just sitting there, but they're a little bit pressing away. Looking long, crown of the head forward, and then we'll take our cat-cow. So we're going to drop the belly and tail, send the tail and crown to opposite corners of the room, and then exhale, round the spine up, separate your shoulder blades. Yeah, turn the tailbone and head to the floor. Good. Inhale, we open and lengthen through the whole spine. Exhale as we round. So feeling the front and back of the body stretch. Breathing. Exhale, round. Good. Inhale, open. Good. Let's take one more round. And exhale. So come back to your tabletop position. Anytime you need a break, you're welcome to rest in child pose, bring the forehead down. Anytime in the practice that you need a break. So again, activate the feet and the hands. We're going to send the right toes out, uncurl your toes, and you're just going to press into your calf a little bit. So push back, stretch your toes, and then come forward. Maybe you stimulate your toe tips. If you have sinus issues, that's a nice thing to stimulate. Exhale, press, stretch the foot and the calf. Inhale, forward. Good, one more of those, back, and come forward. So from here, we're going to lift that leg straight up. So imagine standing on the wall behind you. You got to engage your core a little bit here. Nice and firm. And then we're going to bend at the knee to put the foot toward the sky. Good. And then activate your core again, pressing into the other limbs. You're going to squeeze the knee into your chest, round your back a little bit, and then open the leg out to the side, activating your gluteus medius, and then pull the leg to the ceiling again with the foot flexed up. So you're going to squeeze the knee in. So we're making a big circle with our hip joint, up and around. The thing to be careful of, which is something I do all the time, is dumping into my back. So I'm going to squeeze my knee in, open the leg, activate those glute muscles that don't get used a whole lot, and then lift up. Keep the core tight. Squeeze in. We're going to go one more time that way. I know these are hard. Open out and up. Good. And then squeeze it in, kick it out toward the sky, and then open the other direction. So we're just reversing our circle. Keep the core active, keep the neck neutral, reach around. So we're really trying to kind of clear, move that ball and socket in the hip joint. I think we got one more on the side. So just kind of almost greasing it up, right? Lubing it up. Bring the knee down. Let's come into a child's pose briefly, just to give our wrists a little rest. Maybe shake them out, maybe make a couple circles for the wrist joints. We'll come back up to all fours and we'll switch sides. So whichever leg you started on, the other leg will come out, tuck the toes, we'll start there. Press into the calf and come forward, stimulate your toes. A couple more of those. Keep breathing. And then you might notice a difference between the sides here. So this will give you some good information as to what might need a little more strengthening work versus flexibility. So lift the leg straight back, flex the foot again, point it toward the sky. Engage your core. Press the mat away from you. Squeeze the knee in, open out, and around. Good. Inhale, squeeze, open, and out, big circle. Good, one more this way. Open and up. Good, squeeze it in. Kick it up. Open the other direction, big circle. Squeeze it in. So one trick to this is to try to keep the lower back nice and flat. So imagine if you had like a teacup on your back. Try not to spill it. Good, one more. Around. I think I spilled my tea, but anyway, do the best you can and then come back to all fours. Let's push back again. Let's separate the knees out a little bit wider this time. Reach the arms out long, sitting back over your hips. And then we're just gonna walk the hands to one side. Relax the head. Deep breath here. Coming through center, go to the other side, rainbow the arms over, relax the head. Good, come back to center. Good, let's come on to all fours. Bringing the hands right under your shoulders again. And the knees are gonna come behind your hips just a tiny bit. So we're gonna come into downward dog. So make sure the inside of the elbow is open toward the front of the mat. Your hands firmly in the floor. Tuck your toes. And nice and slow, you're gonna peel your hips up. So we don't have to come all the way up just yet. Lift the hips up and back, and then you might pedal your feet. Walk your dog out. Breathing as you move the legs. Great, let's walk ourselves up to the front of the mat to standing forward bend. Measure about 2 fists between the feet here. Soften the knees as much as you need so the hands can touch the floor. And fold here, forehead tucks, nice soft knees. You can even rest the torso on the thighs. Let's dangle the arms in front of us and roll ourselves up nice and slow. Upper body's passive, untuck. Unfurl yourself to the top of the mat, shrug your shoulders here, open the chest, and find a nice neutral position. Good, for your torso and your hips. So we want the pelvic bowl to be nice and neutral, not forward and not tucked. Nice and neutral. Lift through the core, arms by the side, chin retracts, nice and tall in your mountain pose. Take a breath here. Feeling nice and stable and tall. Good. So this is the foundational pose for all standing poses and all balances. So there's a lot going on here. Good, so from our mountain pose, we're gonna reach the arms back behind us and open the chest, lift up, breathe in. Hands touch, exhale, we're gonna swan dive, soften the knees and fold into forward bend. We're gonna do a couple half salutes, forehead tucks. We're gonna come into flat back by bringing the hands on the thighs and lengthen the spine halfway to the floor. And exhale, fold again. So every time we come here, you might notice the legs begin to open. We're gonna roll ourselves up, inhaling to the top of the mat. Shrug the shoulders, open the chest. Back to your mountain pose. Take a deep breath in as you reach back, lift up. Great, exhale, swan dive. Soften your knees as you fold into forward bend. Forehead tuck. Inhale brings you into a flat back, lengthen spine. You fill the lungs and exhale as you fold again and empty the lungs. Roll it up, inhale. Stack one vertebra at a time. Open the chest. Good, last time, inhale, lift. Good, exhale, swan dive, forward bend. Inhale, flat back, open your chest. And exhale, fold it forward. Good, from here, from forward fold, we're gonna take one leg all the way back, giant step back. Drop the back knee and unfurl the toes. Front foot sorry, front knee is directly above the heel. Back knee is a little behind your hip. We're gonna inhale and come up, and you can adjust the back leg forward or back based on your flexibility. So lift up, make sure that pelvis is neutral, send the arms up. Soften your shoulders as you extend your fingertips. Feel the feet kind of pulling toward the midline. Take a deep breath in here. As you're ready, you're gonna rainbow the arms toward the front knee side. Open, up and over. I want you to take a deep breath here, feeling this deep in your belly. This connects all the way to your lower back. So we're gonna tuck our tailbone just a little bit. Take one more breath here. You might feel a little tug here. That's stretching our hip flexor. Lift it up. Float the hands down. We're gonna frame the foot, and then we're gonna walk back. Draw the front toes toward the face. Stretch the front hamstring. Open the chest. You might use blocks here. Reaching the heart forward, create some space here so we're not rounding too much down. Open up. Good, you're pulling your extended legs hip to the back as you reach the chest forward. Take one more breath here. Breath should be nice and deep and long. If it's shallow because you're holding too much, you want to back out just a touch so you can breathe. Walk forward. Tuck your back toes under, lifting the back knee. We're going to send both hips up and step back to a downward dog. Meeting here, maybe pedal your feet. Good. So from our downward dog, we're going to float into plank pose. So ideally, you shouldn't have to move the hands and the feet, right? So from our downward dog, we roll up, activate all the muscles, bring the shoulders over your wrists and press through your heels. My hips are lower. Good, and then drop your knees right where they are. Plant your chest between your hands. You're gonna bend at the elbow and keep them close to your body as you lower down. Good, and from here, you'll slide the legs out, tops of the feet to the floor. Pull your heart forward for low cobra. Draw your shoulder blades onto the back. Glue the feet to the floor and breathe into your belly. It's great for strengthening the back of the body. So we're not pressing into the hands here. We're using our back muscles in this posture. So we'll lower the chin and chest, tuck your toes. You can come through tabletop or straight back to downward dog. Good, from here, bending your knees, you're gonna gaze past your hands, and then maybe you're gonna walk or step forward. So I'm gonna try to use my core to step myself forward nice and lightly on the feet. Fold at the front of the mat. And then when you're ready, roll yourself back up. And you're welcome to stroll it up. You don't have to step it up, whatever works for you. Good, from our nice sturdy mountain pose, reach the arms back, inhale deeply, lift up. Hands touch, exhale, soften your knees as you swan dive into your forward bend. Beautiful, inhale, flat back, open the chest. And exhale, fold forward. Hands plant again next to your feet. We'll take the other leg back this time. So I'm on my left side. Left leg goes back. I'm going to drop the knee and curl the toes. Adjust that back knee as you need. This is nice and steady. We'll come up. Nice right angle with the front foot. Again, tuck the tailbone here. Add the arms when you're ready. Soften the shoulders. Good. Take a deep breath in. And then rainbow the arms toward the front knee side. So we're just reaching up and over. And then we're going to take 2 deep breaths here into the belly, feeling that nice stretch. Good. So see if you can keep the shoulders relaxed. Good. One more breath. And then we'll inhale, take it back up. Float the hands to frame that front foot. We'll walk it back again here. Front toes come up, hands come back. Open your chest here. So this leg is pulling back, heart reaches forward. Nice and soft. And the knee, keep Big breath, feeling a nice deep stretch here. So let's breathe in. We'll walk it forward as we plant the foot, framing the foot with the hands. Tuck the toes, lift the knee. Let's take the hips up and we'll step back to downward dog again. Good. From downward dog, nice and slowly and mindfully moving as we bring the shoulders over the wrists and lower the hips. Take a breath here. Feeling nice and strong. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin to the mat. Slide into your Cobra. Let's try this time without using the hands. So glue the feet, lift the hands, and breathe. So shoulders are back, neck is long. You're looking way out in front of you, and your breath is moving the body. Good, one more breath. And release the hands down. Good, we're gonna push back into child's pose for a moment. Moving over the hips. Inhale back into tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward dog. We're gonna bend the knees and again, gaze past the hands. You're gonna start with the other leg this time, depending on what you did last time. So switch it up, step it forward or walk it forward. Nice and light on the feet. Holding here. Good, we're gonna roll it up, inhale. Back to the top of your mat, shrug your shoulders and open your chest. Excellent, so from here, we're gonna take a giant step back with one leg. So I'm gonna move my little blanket out of the way because I don't think I need it right now. So I'm gonna step my right leg back. You start whichever side you want. And we're gonna check heel to arch alignment here, or heel to heel. This back foot is perpendicular to the front. Good, and then we're nice and tall in the torso. My shoulders are above my hips. And then we're gonna add the arms. Reach out, soften the shoulders. You're gonna gaze to your front arm, whichever foot is facing the front of the mat, the straight foot. You're gonna gaze to that side. And then as you're ready, you're just gonna bend the knee and sink into warrior two. So notice my torso stays tall. I'm not leaning forward, I'm here. And you're letting your knee track over your ankle. So you're not letting your knee round or collapse inward, you're opening it out. You're letting this hip open out too. So you should see your big toe in your peripheral vision. Make sure that back arm doesn't drop. And gaze to the front for warrior two. So notice the outer edge of my back foot is firmly rooted. I'm not rolling into my foot. Connecting to your breath here. So we're nice and rooted and grounded and we're light on the top. If you can find a light energy in the top half of your body. We're gonna turn the front palm to face upward. And now we're gonna reach forward. Imagine scooping something up with your hand and lift up and back. Keep the legs the same. And then lift up and back for peaceful warrior. So we don't wanna dump into our back here or lean back here. We're still lifting, but opening through the front ribs. Now take deep breaths here. Notice my legs are still working. Good, let's take another deep breath here. Inhale. On your exhale, float your hands back to your warrior two stance. Take a deep breath in. Good, on your exhale, lower the arms and straighten that front leg. Take that front foot and turn it in. Just gonna switch sides. You're gonna turn the other leg out. So again, heel to arch, alignment. Nice comfortable stance or heel to heel, whatever feels good for you. So now we're facing the other way. Add the arms, or the other way. Soft shoulders, reach the fingers long, gaze to the front hand now, and bend that knee when you're ready. Again, if you need a wider stance to go deeper, you can go wider. So see the big toe, we're nice and tall here, not leaning forward, gaze to the front hand. And connect to your breath. We'll take a couple breaths here. Great. We'll turn the front palm up to face the sky. And then we're going to reach for something as we're scoop it up, reach nice and long, and then lift up and back. Keep the legs the same. Good, and lift. A couple of breaths here, still engaging the outer edge of that back foot, lifting up. Breathe into your ribs. Slowly inhale back to your warrior two. Nice and tall, gaze the hand. One more breath. Good, lower the arms. And then we'll straighten that front leg. Good, we're gonna turn that front foot in. And now we've got both feet parallel to each other, facing the front. So we're gonna take a wide-legged forward fold here. So the more flexible you are, the closer you'll bring your feet together. The less flexible, you might go a little wider as long as it doesn't feel like a strain. And then you might use blocks here too. So you might have some blocks in front of you or handy on the floor so that you don't have to come as far down. We want to also keep our back straight as best as we can. So we're going to take our thumbs around our waist. So hands come behind you to support you. Elbows pull back to open the chest. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. You're going to inhale, lift the heart to the sky. Take a deep breath in, look up. Nice firm footing here. Exhale, hinge at the hip and think of lengthening like you do in flat back. So nice and long with the spine. Bringing your hands to blocks or the floor. Good. So we're still in a nice long spine. Then from here, if you want to continue the journey, you walk your hands down between your feet and draw the head toward the floor. If the head touches the floor, then you want to bring your feet closer together. Hopefully that's not the case. Take a nice breath here. Good, feet are firmly rooted. And now we're going to walk our hands back out again, sort of under our shoulders or to the blocks. And then you're going to aim your toes to face the corners. So you kind of widen your feet out a little bit. And then we're going to bend one leg as we walk our hands toward that bent leg side, stretching the other inner thigh. So we're going to crab walk. Inhale, come through center. And exhale to the other foot as you bend the knee. So my feet stay nice and firmly grounded. So to protect the knee. So be mindful of your knees here. Anything's uncomfortable, don't do it. But because your feet are nice and flat, you should be okay as long as your knees are tracking over your ankle. Good. So side to side breathing. You can make this like a moving meditation. Just kind of getting into that inner thigh. I also want to feel your hips kind of moving toward the back of your mat as you do this. And we'll go one more time. Let's come back to center. We'll meet in the center again, hands under the shoulders. Nice long back. Bring the feet back in parallel to each other. You want to ground your feet and take one hand at a time to the waist and slowly hinge yourself back up. So take your time using your back to kind of lift you and your grounded feet. And then we're going to heel toe the feet to the center of the mat. Nice. Okay, so from here, let's do a brief balance pose. And let's do the tree. So you can start with your feet hip width apart or 2 fists apart. And you're gonna, if you need to use a wall, you can stand near a wall. And no, every day is different with balance, so don't worry about it. If you're having an off day, that's totally normal. You're gonna shift your weight to whichever leg you wanna start on, standing. And again, micro bend your knee joint so it's not locked. Fixing your gaze, connect to your breath. We keep the breath moving. When you feel ready, take the other foot to the ankle with the toe down, or the calf, or the thigh. Don't use your knee. We don't ever want our knee to go sideways. It's forward and back, hinge joint. So we don't want to put undue pressure on the knee joint. So using whatever position is best. It's tempting to use the knee, but don't do it. Hands come to the heart when you're steady. Keep the breath moving. And then whenever you're ready, you can stretch your arms up or to the side, whatever you like. It's your treat. Soften your shoulders. Connect to the breath. Gaze is nice and soft. Another helpful thing here is to feel the leg and the foot pressing in toward each other, toward the midline for a lift. So you can imagine roots growing from the sole of the foot into the core of the earth. Lots of good cues. So whatever works for you. If you fall out, don't worry about it. Just try again. Good, and we'll take one more breath. And slowly lower the hands down, releasing the foot, and then shake it out. And then we'll switch sides. So you're gonna start on the other foot. Again, maybe envision those roots from the sole of the foot, shifting your weight, soften the knee joint. I'm gonna lock it out. Fix your gaze. Whenever you feel ready, ankle, calf, or thigh. Hands to heart. And then stretching your branches wherever you'd like them to be. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. We don't want to strain the neck. So we're grounding our shoulders, but extending our arms and our fingertips. So we've got that dynamic energy of grounding and lengthening at the same time. Connecting to your breath. Slow, deep breath, soft gaze, soft jaw. Good, maybe one more breath. And nice and slowly, we'll come down, release out. Good, and shake it out. Nice work. Okay, so let's come on down to the floor. Do a little bit on the mat. So we're gonna take our feet out again in a little wide. If you wanna come down through a squat, you can. You don't have to, you can always just come down. So I'm gonna try coming down through the squat, reaching my arms out, and I'm gonna just bend my knees, open my knees out wide, and slowly lower my hips. And then you can always place a roll under your heels if you need, or even a block under your hips for support. If you wanna join me in the squat, thumbs to sternum, elbows inside of the legs, and we're pulling the legs inward toward the arms and pressing out at the same time. Take a breath here. And we'll slowly come down to the floor. Just sitting. Good. And then we're going to take a nice, easy seated spinal twist. So we're going to take both legs to one side. So whichever side you want, and then the top leg will cross the bottom leg. You can use your prop here to sit up on if you need it. Give your hips a little more elevation so you can lengthen the spine. And then this top foot, you want to try to ground it. So again, you might need a little lift of the hips to do that. You can hug the knee into the chest, wrap the arm. And then if your hips are really lifted off the floor, you can extend this bottom leg out, mostly for guys who are tighter in the hips. This will be useful to extend that bottom leg. Because it doesn't matter, we're working on the spine here, not necessarily the hips. So find that comfortable position. And then you're gonna take your same arm as the leg that's on top behind you. Open your chest, lift up tall. You're gonna reach the other arm up out and up as you inhale deeply. Deep breath in, soften that shoulder. And then you're going to twist from the navel. So you're going to start the twist from the center. And you're going to twist, 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 keeping the hips grounded and the sacrum grounded. And then option one is to wrap the arm around the leg. So you're wrapping. Option two is to bring the elbow outside of the knee if you can, if that's comfortable for you without compromising your posture. You still want to be tall. And look over the back shoulder. And then if you're super flexible, you might bind the pose behind the back, but I think most of us won't do that. So option one, again, wrapping, looking back. Or option two. From your twist, I want you to think about breathing deeply into your belly. So you're going to feel compression in the organs in the spine. That's okay. We're also massaging our internal organs here with the twist. That's one of the goals. So nice deep breath in. As you breathe in, I want you to think length. And as you exhale, think twist. Just squeezing with the breath, all the contents of your abdominal organ system. Breathing in and out. Inhale length, exhale twist. Take one more breath. You're also twisting with your head, neck, and eyes, looking over that back shoulder. Good. Release from your twist, unwind yourself, and walk your hands just gently across the body, just a little counter stretch. Good, we'll come back to center. Stretch your legs out, give them a little shake out. And then as you're ready, you'll take both legs to the other side. And again, the top leg crosses the bottom leg. Extend that bottom leg out if you need to. Good, wherever you are, we're gonna sit up nice and tall. Same arm as the top leg goes behind your back. Right at your sacrum. So you're using this back arm as sort of a lift and support, but we're rotating the shoulder back and open. We're going to inhale as the other arm stretches up. Deep breath in, exhale from the navel, twist from the navel. Look back, option one, wrap. Option two, elbow. And option three is to bind. I don't think most of us will do that. So looking back. And then connect to your abdominal breath. Nice deep abdominal breath. Keep twisting with the head, neck, and eyes. Nice and tall on the inhale. Squeezing the contents of the organs on the exhale. Good, a couple more breaths here. Great, we're gonna slowly release from our twist, unwind yourself, walk your hands to the other side, gentle counter stretch. Good, and come back to center. So we're gonna face the long edge of the mat now. We're gonna come down to our back, and then I wanna do a hip stretch on the floor. So you're gonna flex the feet, lift the flesh, press the legs into the floor, bring the hands next to your hips. We'll do a brief staff pose. So flexing the feet, press the knees down, hands next to the hips, and lift up. So lots of work here just to sit up. Quads are active. Take a breath. Good, relax the feet. Soften the legs, bring the hands on the thighs. And then try to keep your heels glued to the floor as you unfurl yourself down to the mat. You can come down however you want. This is a little more of a challenge if you'd like. Again, if it hurts, don't do it. Okay, coming all the way to the floor. Bend your knees when you get to the mat, to the back. And place your feet hip width apart. Good, so from here, you're gonna cross one foot, one ankle on top of the thigh. Same arm as the top leg will go through the hole, connect behind your thigh, the bottom thigh. You could use a towel or strap here if you need. Make sure your neck is not crunched and your chin isn't lifted. So use a prop under your head if you need, pulling that unit towards you. So feeling that in this outer hip. Good, and you can flex the top foot to protect the knee. So you're gonna draw everything towards you as best you can, and then maybe the elbow presses that thigh out just to deepen that stretch. If that's comfortable, it's not necessary. And then I want you to kind of pull the legs in and push the leg out. So you're kind of, let's think about it differently. So let's think about swaying your tailbone side to side on the floor. So swishing your tailbone to each corner of the mat. So just a gentle kind of side to side as you hold this bind. So you can kind of just feel that change where you're getting a stretch in the hip. It should be comfortable and relaxed. Breathing into your hip. Good. And you don't have to do the sway. It's just nice to kind of switch feel how that changes your stretch a little bit. Good, and then we're gonna release the foot down, unwind the leg and cross, plant the foot down, and just gently windshield wiper your legs side to side once or twice, just to kind of neutralize our sacrum again. Feet are on the floor. Again, neck is neutral, and we'll switch sides. So other ankle on top. Reaching the top hand through the hole, connect. Top foot is flexed. We're pulling everything toward the chest. Maybe the elbow presses that thigh away. And then as you're ready, just gently sway the tailbone side to side on the floor. So I'm not lifting my back up at all, just swaying it side to side. You can have the arms help you, or the towel, whatever you're using to hold the legs. Keep the breath moving nice and deep. Maybe another breath or two. Good, and then slowly release, unwind. Feet on the floor, arms to a T. Just windshield wiper the legs once more. Good, and from here, draw both knees into your chest. Hold your shin. And then just make some circles with your knees on the back. Keep the breath moving nice and deep. And let's reverse our circles a few times. Great. Squeeze the knees into the chest and lower the feet to the floor. And then check in with yourself. So you might keep the knees bent and the feet on the floor. Feet might go wider, as wide as your mat, and let the knees come toward the center. It's a nice way to release the back. If you have any tension there, you might feel good in the back and stretch the legs all the way out on the floor. Let the feet flop out to the sides and let your feet be at least about a mat width apart. So for our arms, we're going to open them toward the sky, palms up, and we're going to tuck our shoulder blades down the back and behind our chest a little bit to open the chest. Again, make sure the neck is neutral on the floor. You might rock the head side to side and then bring it back to center. And if you need a prop under your head, please use one. don't want the chin lifting. Good, let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. We're gonna sigh it out through the mouth again, nice and audibly. Deep breath in. And sigh it out, letting go of any tension in the body. Relaxing yourself completely. Letting the eyes gently close. Parting your lips slightly so your jaw is relaxed. And nice and gently scanning your body to see if there's any residual tension you're holding on to. If you find any tension, simply surround that tension with your breath as you inhale, nice and deep. And as you exhale, just let it melt away from the body with the breath. Let your mat absorb the earth, just absorb any tension away from your body with every out breath. It's nice to start scanning from the feet, up the legs, into the torso, into the palms, the arms, and the shoulders. Just keep letting go of tension with each out breath. Scanning through your neck and your throat. All the muscles of the face, nice and soft and relaxed. Keep letting go with each out breath. Relax. 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 Allowing the breath to move in and out of the body nice and gently, not forcing anything, just relaxing. Very slowly and gently wiggle fingers and toes. You might circle the hands and the wrists. The ankles and the wrists. You might rock your head a little side to side. And as you're ready, you're going to roll onto the right side of your body, coming to a fetal posture for just a moment to notice any changes between now and the beginning of our practice. And you might recall if you set an intention or dedication for your practice. And then slowly as you're ready, use your left hand to push yourself back up to a comfortable seat. We'll meet in easy pose, using your prop if you need it. this feels easier than it did when we started. Get nice and tall. And let's inhale and sweep the arms up together. Deep breath in. Gathering some energy. Seal your hands at the top and bring them to your heart. And bow to yourself with gratitude for practicing today. And we'll bow to each other.